Let's talk about discipline, not the kind someone else gives you. I'm talking about the kind you give yourself, the personal kind, the kind that starts when nobody's watching and lasts until everybody notices. Discipline is the glue that holds your future together. You can set all the goals in the world, become wealthy, strong, kind, respected, wise, but none of them will stick without discipline, because discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And here's what I learned: it's not about huge, heroic acts, it's about the small things done consistently. Get up early when you don't feel like it, finish the book when your mind wanders, make the call when your nerves tell you not to. These are the battles that build the life you want, and here's the beautiful truth: discipline is a skill, not a talent, not a gift. It's built, it's earned, one decision at a time. Now, here's the challenge: what's easy to do is also easy not to do. That's what makes the difference. You skip one day of your workout, no big deal. 2 days, still okay, but 3 weeks go by. Now you've built a new habit, just the wrong one. That's how life works. It adds up, one way or the other. See, success doesn't ask for your excuses. It asks for your effort. It doesn't come by wishing. It comes by working on yourself daily, patiently, relentlessly, and yes, it's uncomfortable at first. But remember this: discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. The cost of discipline is temporary, but the cost of regret, that can follow you for a lifetime. So today, decide to take control, to own your mornings, to control your emotions, to say yes to progress and no to excuses. It's not about perfection, it's about direction. Start with one promise to yourself and keep it. That's how self-trust grows. That's how character is built. That's how greatness begins. Discipline yourself, not because you have to, but because your future is worth it. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, is one of the most profound truths in personal development. A goal is simply a destination, something you desire to achieve, possess, or become. Accomplishment is the realization of that goal, the visible result, the success. But between these two lies the essential connector: discipline. Without discipline, the distance between a dream and its fulfillment becomes a chasm too wide to cross. With discipline, that gap becomes walkable, step by step, day by day. Discipline is not just about forcing yourself to act. It's about teaching yourself to stay consistent, focused, and intentional. It's not the occasional push of motivation that leads to success, but the daily practice of discipline that carves out a life of meaning and achievement. You see, goals are easy to set. Everyone has them. Some want to lose weight. Others want to build wealth, start a business, write a book, become better parents, or live a healthier life. But very few cross that invisible bridge and actually reach the other side. Why? Because the bridge demands a toll. That toll is discipline. Discipline asks for effort when comfort whispers for rest. It demands sacrifice when distraction offers temporary pleasure. It requires saying no to the easy road and yes to the path of growth, which often feels inconvenient. But in every great story of success, there is a hidden thread of daily disciplined action. The athlete who wins the gold didn't just train hard once. He trained every day, often when nobody watched. The entrepreneur who builds a thriving company doesn't just have ideas. He has discipline to execute, to show up, to solve problems, to stay focused through obstacles. Goals are the vision of what could be. Accomplishment is proof that vision was real, but that proof is written through actions. Discipline is how goals gain weight, how they move from the mind to the material world. Without it, goals are just words, wishes really, dreams without legs, but discipline gives them structure. It's the daily appointment with the future you want. It's waking up early not because you want to, but because you said you would. It's practicing the skill, reading the pages, writing the lines, saving the money, making the call, long after the excitement has faded. The beauty of discipline is that it is not a talent, not a personality trait, and not something reserved for a chosen few. It's a decision, a practice, a choice you make over and over again until it becomes your character. And when it becomes who you are, you no longer chase motivation. You become consistent regardless of how you feel. That is where real transformation begins. Emotion comes and goes. Circumstances rise and fall, but discipline stays steady. It becomes your foundation. We live in a world where people are seduced by shortcuts. They want the reward without the work, the trophy without the training, but discipline isn't flashy, and that's why it's often overlooked. It works behind the scenes, in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the quiet hours when nobody is cheering. That's where discipline is built, and that's where success is born. Every accomplishment is a trail of decisions backed by discipline. It's not just the result that matters, but the journey that built the person capable of achieving it. Goals may inspire you, but discipline transforms you. It molds your thinking, strengthens your will, and teaches you to keep moving forward even when nothing around you seems to change. That's the power of doing what must be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Discipline also sharpens your integrity. When you keep promises to yourself, you grow in confidence. You begin to trust your own word. That trust compounds, leading to more strength, more clarity, and eventually, more accomplishments. People who lack discipline constantly start and stop. They begin projects, make resolutions, write down dreams, but never follow through. Not because the dream wasn't worthy, but because the bridge was never crossed. They wanted the fruit without planting the seed. They sought the end without enduring the middle. If you want to change your life, change your discipline. Look not at what you wish to do someday, but at what you're doing today. What small habits are you repeating? What decisions are you reinforcing? Because discipline isn't a one-time act. It's a series of choices that compound into excellence. Each moment of self-control adds strength to the bridge. Each delay of gratification reinforces your direction. Each consistent action, however small, is a brick laid on the path to your dreams. You will face resistance. You will have days when you don't feel like it. That's normal, but those are the moments where discipline earns its name. That's when the bridge holds you steady. When others give in, you stay grounded. When others drift, you remain anchored. Because discipline doesn't just connect goals to results. It connects the person you are now to the person you're meant to become. There will always be distractions, temptations, and reasons to quit. But discipline silences the noise. It brings you back to purpose. It reminds you why you started. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It's the quiet voice that says, do it anyway. And when you listen, when you act in spite of how you feel, you find yourself moving closer, not because the path got easier, but because you got stronger. So the next time you set a goal, remember this. What stands between that goal and the finish line is not luck, not talent, not even intelligence. It's discipline, the daily, repeated, often uncelebrated choices that slowly but surely build the life you've imagined. You don't need to have all the answers today. You just need the resolve to keep walking the bridge, one step at a time, because on the other side of discipline is everything you've been hoping for. Easy to do, easy not to do. These words might sound simple, but they hold a deep and powerful truth about how success and failure are shaped. Every major result in life, good or bad, is the result of small decisions repeated over time. And those small decisions are rarely dramatic. In fact, they're often so simple, so easy, that they don't feel important in the moment. That's the trap. Because the very things that would move us forward, the daily habits that create growth, progress, and transformation, those things are easy to do, but at the same time, they are just as easy not to do. Reading 10 pages of a good book is easy to do. It doesn't require extreme effort or special tools. It only asks for a little time and consistency, but it's also easy to skip. One day won't make a big difference. Then another day passes, and then a week, and suddenly the habit is gone. The compound effect of those pages, those small lessons building wisdom and mindset, is lost, not because it was too hard, but because it was too easy to ignore. That's the paradox of life. Success is not about doing the impossible. It's about doing the simple things again and again until the results become undeniable. Eating a healthy meal is easy. It doesn't take more time to make a good choice than it does to make a bad one. Drinking more water, taking a walk, getting to bed on time, saying something kind, making the phone call, saving a small amount of money. These are not complicated. They don't require talent, genius, or wealth. They just require intention. They are easy to do, and that's why most people assume they can do them later. Not now, not today, tomorrow, next week, when things calm down, but every delay has a cost. The habit doesn't get built, the opportunity slips by, momentum never starts. Most people don't fail because they lack big dreams or talent. They fail because they ignore the small things, because the small things don't seem urgent. The difference between someone who changes their life and someone who stays stuck isn't about what they know. It's about what they do, and more specifically, what they do consistently. That's where discipline comes in. It's not about doing something hard once. It's about choosing to do the simple, important thing, even when no one's watching, even when there's no immediate reward, even when it's easier not to. The tragedy is that neglect works the same way. Neglect doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually. One missed workout, one skipped reading session, one unhealthy meal, one ignored task. It all seems harmless, but over time it adds up. And just as positive habits compound, so do negative ones. The body weakens, the mind dulls, the spirit grows tired, and people look back wondering what happened, how they drifted so far from the life they wanted. The answer, it was easy not to. The power of easy to do is that it gives everyone a fair chance. You don't have to be extraordinary to make progress. You just have to be willing to show up, willing to be consistent, willing to say yes when it's boring, uncomfortable, or inconvenient. That's where character is built. That's where winners are made, not in big moments of inspiration, but in the daily choices that seem small. Brushing your teeth is easy to do, so is skipping it. One decision feels meaningless, but try skipping it for a year, and the consequences become clear. The same is true for your mind, your relationships, your finances, and your purpose. What makes this idea even more important is that most people are not destroyed by what they can't do. They are defeated by what they could do, but didn't. The burden of missed potential weighs heavier than the burden of effort, because deep down, we all know when we've let something slide. We know when we've ignored what matters, and while discipline takes energy in the short term, regret lasts much longer. It gnaws at your confidence, it eats away at your peace, and it grows every time you choose what's comfortable over what's necessary. But here's the good news. The power to change is always within reach. You don't need a grand transformation. You just need to start doing what's easy to do. Start reading again. Start walking again. Start journaling, saving, forgiving, showing gratitude. Whatever your life needs more of. Just begin, do it today, and then do it again tomorrow. Not perfectly, but consistently, because the compound effect of those small choices is greater than you can imagine, and the earlier you start, the sooner you'll see the difference. Easy to do, easy not to do is not a warning. It's an invitation. It's the reminder that the path to success is not complicated. It's within reach, and it belongs to those who decide not to let the simple things slip away. Don't underestimate the power of one page read, one conversation started, one good decision made. Stack them together, and you'll build a life most people only dream about, not because it was easy, but because it was easy to do, and you did it anyway.